Hello.
Hey, everybody. We are back again to talk some more NFL
Football
Week 1
has passed.
has come and gone, and we are going into Week 2 now. It's a little weird how things happen. Not many fans in the set. We had some fans for the Kansas City game, but most stadiums didn't even have fans in them. So, but it was still NFL football. It was still good football. So first thing we're going to do is just
cover Week 1
Yeah, we're gonna
games and then look over Week 2.
do a little recap. And the first game we had all year long was the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Which pretty much it was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be.
The Chiefs looked like the Chiefs.
And the Texans looked stupid for trading DeAndre Hopkins.
I think, they got the bad part of that deal. That's
Especially for a game we'll cover later.
Yeah, man.
Because Kansas City showed that they're a defending Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, both of them sort of started out slow, but the Chiefs kicked in gear, and before you knew it, they had 34 points. I'm surprised they didn't score 40, to be honest.
The emergence of Clyde Edwards-Helaire onto the scene.
Mm-hmm. I believe the line was like 8 or 9 points, and we said just go ahead and take that because the Chiefs normally win with 10, and they won by 14.
And Patrick Mahomes playing like his contract is.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Go ahead and jump on into the Sunday games and recap those. Your Panthers lost to the Raiders 34-30. The Panthers, I thought, honestly, I picked the Panthers to win.
With very little practice, they scored 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
Even against the Raiders, I mean, scoring 30 points is not...
No, scoring 30 points because there wasn't that many teams.
The problem with the Panthers this year is going to be the defensive side of the ball.
They got a lot of young people on the defensive side of the ball.
Almost all of their players are very rookies or like second-year starters.
The offense looked promising, really promising, really. That young kid Anderson was crazy. And, of course, McCaffrey's McCaffrey. McCaffrey's probably the best running back in the league, and that's just the way he is.
Teddy Bridgewater performed above people's low expectations.
I told you Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. He will be a good quarterback, so don't let up on Teddy Bridgewater.
But the Raiders did perform well as well.
Yeah, so honestly, that was just a really well-played game. The Carolina had a chance to win it at the end. It was just a really good game. But this one was not. We had the Browns at the Ravens.
Man.
And the Browns looked like last year's Browns, looked like the year before's Browns, looked like the year before that's Browns.
The year before last, the year before last, the year before last.
Either
that or Baltimore has improved.
Now Baltimore was good. You can't say anything against Baltimore. The Browns were in Baltimore. I mean, it was a tough place for Cleveland to go. But
of course, the Ravens are coming off a 14-2 season with their MVP quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And he looked just as good as he did last year. You know, there's no Lamar Jackson still looked like Lamar Jackson. So, but the bad thing is the Browns still look like the Browns. It ain't really
narratives don't really change.
They didn't change a lot. No, and I honestly thought the Browns would step up a little bit. I mean, we did take the Ravens and the points, but I didn't think it was going to be a 38-6 game. The Browns are going to have to change some stuff. They're going to have to do something.
Change the team culture, practice harder. That would probably be the thing.
Yeah. We had the Cowboys at the Rams. Speaking of teams looking just like they did last year.
Cowboys are mediocre.
Cowboys look just like they did last year. Now, the Rams defense may have just been that good.
Aaron Donald being Aaron
Donald was in the backfield just as much as the center was. I mean, it was bad. Aaron Donald's a good player.
And that last play of the game.
Oh, you mean
pass
the refs? The refs are going to be the refs, man. You just got to score. They just didn't score any points. I feel like
that's going to be the call we may mention throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. But I really didn't pay attention. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I didn't really pay attention. I knew we had a new head coach, but I didn't know that we had the same offensive coordinator as last year. We got rid of the clappy coach, but we kept the clappy coordinator. Kellen Moore is still the offensive coordinator. So I don't know if things are going to change that much this year. But it did look...
sometimes never change.
CeeDee Lamb had flashes of being good, even though he caught a 3-yard pass in when it was 4th and 4.
I blame the play design there.
No, I blame the player. The player's got to get to the depth of the first down. I don't know. But anyways, we'll go on out of that. I can fuss about them all now. We had the Seahawks at the Falcons, and
the Falcons played like the Falcons.
And the Seahawks played like the Seahawks. 38-25, Seattle.
Russell Wilson torches the Atlanta Falcon defense.
Yeah. I think we had the Seahawks picked on that one too, and that was 13 points.
What's also worrying about Seattle is that he was the leading rusher for the game. With a quarterback being your leading rusher, that could be a problem.
Yeah, that is, yeah. You could have some problems.
But they looked solid all around.
Russell Wilson's a good quarterback, though. I mean, he is a good quarterback.
He does have a Super Bowl ring, so you can't really argue against that.
And he should have had 2.
Should have had 2, but I blame Pete Carroll. But that's beyond the point.
The worst call in the history of Super Bowls. But anyways, we had the Jets at the Bills.
The Bills flashed potential signs of being a deep playoff contender.
I think they will definitely be a playoff contender. I don't know if they'll. I don't know how far they'll go.
Only time will tell how deep the Bills can go.
Yeah, we'll talk here in a minute about the Patriots, but it's that the Bills look good enough to maybe win their division. They did, yeah. We had the Bears at the Lions.
The Lions were up like double digits, and in a typical Lions fashion, they blow the lead to the Chicago Bears.
They gave up 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, I think it was, and lost 27-23
to Mitchell Trubisky.
That is insane. That's crazy. I don't know. Now this was a really good game. The Packers at the Vikings. I told you I would have trouble going against Aaron Rodgers. And the man goes out and throws for 380 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns, and
I think over 400.
Yeah, 40. The Packers scored 43 points. I think that might have been the most points
scored in the week.
Was good old Aaron Rodgers
and his right old trusty arm.
And man, Aaron Donald, he may be the only wide receiver they got. That's all they need.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. He caught how many? He got, was it 4 touchdowns he caught?
I think around that. That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah, but the Packers look good, and like we talked about a minute ago, the Dolphins went to the Patriots. The Patriots looked pretty good too.
It's a new look Patriot team.
New look Patriot team
with Cam Newton
with a 2 rushing quarterback touchdowns. But the Patriots looked pretty good there too. So it's going to be a toss up between the Patriots and the Bills. Yeah,
just like it was last year.
Yeah. Except for you got some different looks. You got some different blood in there. We had the Eagles at the Washington Football Club team club.
Let me tell you one thing.
Man, the Eagles look bad.
The Eagles are terrible.
How many sacks did they give up?
Okay, count with me, kids at home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What?
8.
8? They give up 8 sacks? 8 sacks.
Well, Washington definitely played like a team trying to make a name for themselves.
One thing, after this happened, I did go back and study a little bit. Washington's D-line is full of first-round picks. Every player is a first-round pick. And, man, they look like it. Man, they had fun playing a tea party with Carson Wentz in the backfield. I saw this one picture where Carson Wentz was on the ground and all the Washington players were on top of him, crushing him, and the offensive line was standing back in the distance just looking at him and said it looked like he stole something, and they're just watching him get beat up, It was bad. But
the strange thing is the Washington football team leads the NFC East.
Yes, a topsy-turvy year this year, yeah. We had the Colts at the Jaguars. Did not see that one either. The Jaguars looked pretty good. The Colts started out hot, but then
underwhelmed, underperformed, and Phillip Rivers is a turnover machine.
Phillip Rivers looks just like he did last year at the Chargers. I had high hopes for him, and nothing.
The Jaguars are literally filled with a bunch of draft picks.
That's all they are. They traded away all of their best players and kept the Mustache Mania and
Minshew Mania
delivered the Colts.
And the Colts lost Marlon Mack for the season with a knee injury.
Yeah. So what? Hines is their backup running back. I think he's going to be the horse now. He's going to have to carry some load.
The Colts are definitely going to have to play better next week.
Yeah. We had the Chargers at the Bengals. Oh, what a heartbreaker.
Joe Burrow. Insert Joe Burrow. The offensive line did very little to help him the whole game.
He got rushed the whole game, and then a clunker.
Offensive pass interference. I told you we were going to reference this.
Yeah.
On A.J. Green in the end zone. Prevented them from getting a win.
Yeah, and then they missed the field goal, didn't they? Didn't they miss a field goal at the end?
Typical Bengal fashion. Yes, that did happen.
Yeah, insert Joe Burrow. Still the Bengals. But, they're young, too. And
Joe had looked very promising on that last drive.
And A.J. Green and Joe Burrow hasn't had very, very, very little time to get some
over the season.
chemistry.
We could see them gradually improve as a combination.
I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year. They might because the playoffs is expanded. But I definitely see them in the next year or two becoming a pretty powerful team. We had the Bucks at the Saints.
May I mention
Coach Belichick finished the day 2-0.
We told you guys.
Yep.
Tom Brady is a system quarterback. Last year we told you he was a system quarterback.
Uh-huh.
I could write a novel after what I saw on Sunday.
Jameis Winston has the most pick sixes in the NFL, I think, the past 2 years or 3 years. Who is second place behind Winston? The new Bucks quarterback, Tom Brady. Because the first thing the first touchdown he threw for the Bucks was to the Saints.
Bruce Arians ripped up Tom Brady after the game. It was all he put the blame on Tom.
Yeah. And Tom took it. I mean, Tom's a vet, but the Saints won 34-23, and I think we had that one picked too.
The Saints looked every bit of a contender as they looked.
Yeah, we had the Cardinals at the 49ers. Cardinals
pulled off a very impressive win.
Yeah, and man, who's that new wide receiver there? The guy that was so good,
DeAndre Hopkins.
They got DeAndre Hopkins for a cheese sandwich from Houston. Man, he looked good.
I bet you Houston must have thought it was a good cheese sandwich.
I don't know. It must have been like a triple deluxe something to give away a 200-yard receiver. I mean, he had one of his best nights ever. And I think he wanted to have one of his best nights ever.
I mean, he definitely looked for some new scenery, and this new scenery, it looks like in Arizona, is definitely going to be warmer.
Yeah, definitely.
Despite Texas being a warm state.
Yeah. We had the Steelers at the Giants on Monday night, and Ben Roethlisberger had more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. Think about that one.
Big Ben, 38-year-old Big Ben has more rushing yards than a 23 or 24-year-old running back.
Let me look this up. I heard it today. It was so funny. Let's see here.
I still can't believe that.
I'm pretty sure that that's what it was. Let me go back here. Yeah. Rushing. Let's see. Rushing. Yeah, the Giants had.
By the way, guess who their offensive coordinator was?
The Giants had 29 yards rushing total.
29 rushing yards total. Speaking of who their O coordinator is, Jason Garrett.
Oh, that was true, wasn't it? Yeah, Benny.
Big Ben.
Oh my goodness. Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the Giants, had more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley. The quarterback on the Giants had more rushing yards than the running back for the Giants. Well, probably because he was running for his life.
Jason Garrett for you, folks.
Well, clappy. Oh, he was so good. That was a good play, boy.
Steelers defense played like a top 5 unit.
And
interceptions.
And Big Ben looked good. He looked, he was out all last year with that really bad injury.
All considering this was a good debut for the season.
It was a good debut and the NFL is better having Big Ben back in there. He's a good quarterback and he's a good person.
Accomplished.
Yeah, he's a good accomplished quarterback. And you don't have that many, left here. We've got a bunch of young pups in the NFL, but he's one of the vets, and the reason he said the reason he came back, he said he didn't need to prove anything. He wanted to come back and play for his team, so he's a good guy. We had the Titans at the Broncos. Squeaker, exciting game.
One problem with the Titans that I noticed.
Kicker. That was the whole NFL. The kicking of the entire NFL this weekend sucked. I mean, you could.
It's like they had Charlie Brown play the kicker for every team.
It was. I mean, as far as well, didn't get time to practice. Didn't get time to practice. You're kicking a ball. Just practice kicking it because you sucked. Everybody sucked. Missed extra points. Missed field goals. Missed. It was horrid. But the Titans got a chance. He did kick the field goal at the end. The Titans won 16-14.
But there is going to be a problem, especially the Titans had it the worst, arguably.
Yeah.
3 missed kicks.
Yeah, that was bad.
Very bad.
Very, very bad. But they won in the end. So he saved himself.
The Titans also saved themselves due to Denver's crappy clock management at the end there.
All right, that's good for the recap. Let's go ahead and jump into week 2 of NFL football. Go ahead and talk about the Thursday night game. Do some picks here. We got the Bengals at the Browns.
I think that's going to be a closer game than people think.
Yeah, it's 0-1 versus 0-1. The line is actually pretty high. It's got Cleveland -6. Cleveland's favored by 6.
I think I'll take Cleveland in the 3 category.
Yeah, honestly, I would probably take the Bengals +6 there. I think it's a closer game because both teams look like they struggled, and I don't think Cleveland. I mean, I watched the Cleveland game pretty much, and I watched the Cincinnati game, and I don't think
either one.
Cleveland is 6 points better than. I mean, as sad as that sounds right now, as much talent as the Browns have, I don't see them 6 points better than the Bengals right now.
I don't believe it's just a narrative with Cleveland. I feel like it's coaching problems.
There's something. They got a brand new coaching this year. I think it's a player problem. I think they're going to have to. I don't know, man. The culture is. I don't know. It's just weird. Starting on Sunday, we got the Falcons at my Cowboys.
The Falcons should be easy pickings for your Cowboys.
The Cowboys are -4. I'm going to go ahead and take that. The Cowboys faced a tough defense against the Rams. They lost, and they're at home this week, so I think they'll cover that spread.
Because the Falcons,
the Falcons. Gosh, how many yards did they give up?
A lot of yards.
500, 600 yards.
Yeah, 500, 600 to Seattle.
The Cowboys should. I mean, the Cowboys got a lot of talent. They should.
The Falcons are desperately in need of a rebuild.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. We got the Jaguars at the Titans. Going to take the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans had more talent.
I'll take the Titans on that one.
The Jaguars pretty much played one of their better games in a long time last week. So
yeah,
I think that might come crashing to a halt when they face Tennessee.
I think Tennessee's running game is going to have a really good day. Yeah, honestly, that might be a 10-point game. We got the Broncos at the Steelers. Going to take the Steelers in that one too. The Broncos looked pretty good, but they're shy a lot of players.
Von Miller,
one of the best players in the NFL. Yeah, I mean it's hard to
replace that kind of production.
That's like J.J. Watt or Aaron Donald or something like that. He's that caliber of a player. You lose him, it's really hard to.
He's the heart and soul of that defense. So Denver, With him, I picked them to be a sleeper, but without him, it's going to be problematic.
It's going to be problematic, yeah. We got the Panthers at the Bucks.
Oh, we get a crack at Brady.
Yeah, we get a crack at Brady. Believe it or not, it's in Tampa, and believe it or not, the Bucks are favored by 9. I don't believe that. I just don't think. Now, again, the Carolina's defense is young and vulnerable, and you do have the veteran Brady. Mike Evans is going to be back for his second week. He wasn't 100% last week. The Bucks probably will win, honestly. But 9? What do you think? Do you think the Bucks are 10 points better than Carolina?
If Carolina if their defense played like they did last week, I could see that happening. But
that's a lot of points. I'll probably have to take Carolina +9. That's a lot of points. In the NFL, that's a lot of points. 9 points. That's a lot of points. Could be wrong. Like I said, the first 3 weeks are hard to pick until you see how the teams are. Yeah, we got the Chiefs at the Chargers. Chiefs
by a mile.
By a mile. 10 plus 15 points. Yeah.
The Chargers didn't really look that good last week either. So
no,
the Chiefs are going to roll pretty much.
The Chiefs will roll. We got the Giants at the Bears.
I picked the Bears.
I'd probably pick the Bears too, but it's going to be.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting game because both teams you really don't. I mean, those I'm really guessing. The Bears were down 20 points and come back and won. The Giants,
judging by a talent
had
level,
22 yards rushing from the quarterback, and Saquon Barkley ran for nothing.
That's why I'm picking the Bears.
I'd probably pick the Bears. Yeah, the Bears do have a pretty good defense. We got the Lions at the Packers.
Packers by a mile.
Packers. Yeah, that's probably a 10-point game.
The
too.
Lions can't hold on to a 10-point lead. How much hope do they have
Against
against Aaron
against
Rodgers?
Mitchell Trubisky. They can't beat Mitchell Trubisky. You want to go? You think you're going to go in there and beat Aaron Rodgers throwing for 850 yards? We got the Vikings at the Colts.
Vikings. That's my pick.
Now the Colts are favored by 3, so we got some +3 there. We'll go the Vikings +3 again. Well, that's another interesting game. The Vikings got a lot more talent, even though they got rid of Diggs. I still think they got more talent. Got the Bills at the Dolphins. Bills.
By a country mile.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
Unless they put in Tua, then it's not a country mile.
You don't think Fitzy will throw another couple picks, will you?
Buffalo has one of the best defenses in the league.
And Fitzy will throw a couple more picks if he's in there. So yeah, that's probably a 7-point game or more. We got the 49ers at the Jets. 49ers. Yeah.
That's a pretty brief explanation.
That was pretty. Yeah, I mean, I like the Jets, but they haven't proven anything yet. And Le'Veon Bell was a no-show last week, and I honestly think Le'Veon Bell's out this week. So that's another reason why I'm picking the 49ers, because Le'Veon Bell's not even playing, I don't think. We got the Rams at the Eagles.
The Rams are going to jump all over Carson Wentz.
Philadelphia's favored by 1. I think the Rams will beat them by 10.
Their offensive line
I think that's the most
stunk.
lopsided. I mean, if you're going to pick a game by 9 points, which is a big spread, I would take the Rams over the Eagles. Now, I could be wrong, but how many times is Aaron Donald going to sack Wentz? If he got sacked 8 times against Washington, how many times is Aaron Donald going to get him?
1, 2.
2. He'll be back there.
Does anybody want to pick 2? Do you want 3 sacks?
I think Aaron Donald gets 3 sacks against him easily. Yeah, I think it'll be a 3-sack game. We got the Washington Football Club team against the Cardinals. Cardinals.
Their offense looked very good last week against the Niners.
Yeah, and this will be a test for that Washington defense that looked so good last week.
The Cardinals have an explosive offense with Larry Fitzgerald, the ageless wonder, and DeAndre Hopkins, along with Kyler Murray.
The $50 million cheese sandwich. Plus, they got a pretty good running back there too. Cardinals by 7 probably. Ravens at the Texans.
Ravens by a country mile.
Ravens by 7+ points too. Yeah.
They have the MVP. Houston has a cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much you can do there.
Yeah. And then Sunday night, we got the Patriots at the Seahawks. That will be a fun game.
I will pick the Seahawks.
I would probably pick the Seahawks too.
The Seahawks by 3.
The Seahawks are established, and the Patriots are new.
Transition.
Now, if it was week 12, this might be a different game. But Seattle put 38 points up. They're looking really good early right now. So, and then Monday Night Football, we got the Saints at the Raiders. Saints.
The Saints are going to win that game.
That's a 7-point game too.
Drew Brees, that's pretty much a dub.
Yeah, that's a dub for him. Kamara probably rip off another couple touchdowns or something. That's it for week 2 of the NFL. We hope you had some fun with us. Be sure and put some comments down there. What do you think's going on right now? Who you think's looking good?
Hit the groovy baby button.
Hit the button, the subscribe button, the groovy baby button over here somewhere. Other than that, we'll see you for week 3 next week.
See you next week.